How many times has Catherine been under the back of the bike?
Just at your sag, it's like the perfect. God dang it! No.
What did you do?
No.
What now?
Last night, when Sam got me all confuddled and I dropped that bolt into the bike and I went hunting for it, in that process I ended up losing one bolt and finding 2 extra bolts. So I spent about an hour trying to figure out where they went, because normally I put the bolts back right as soon as I take them off, but this whole tail piece, you have to take all of it off at once before you can take any of the plastics off. So I didn't get a chance to put all the bolts back before I started dropping them. And so after I dropped them, I tried to figure out, where does this bolt go? And I had this mysterious bolt that looks an awful lot like a front fender bolt, and I was convinced these went in the front fender, so I saved them to the very end. And then at the very end, I was like, wow, there's no place for these. There's nothing on the fender that it needs it. All of the plastics use these weird collared screws. So I went hunting through the frame, and I found some spots to put them. And now that I'm putting the plastics back together, I realize I have the opposite problem. Now I have too many collars and not enough of these regular bolts, and I was sitting here going, how do I have one of these when I had 2 last night, and not enough and now I have too many of these guys, but I can't find the extra one of this guy. And your brilliant, lovely lady Catherine managed to put this awesome screw through the hole that the collar actually comes this way through. So now you can see this one protruding backwards through where this guy threads in. So now I have to take it all apart again. I hate this bike. I'm really glad I took all that time to put this in and crank it down. Make it nice and tight.
Why are you singing everything?
It's just what I do. If you're not singing everything, then you're really enjoying life.
Are you singing constantly on your dirt bike when you're riding?
Sometimes.
Do you really?
Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes I have little anthems. Sometimes when I'm really, really, really scared, I have one of 2 options. I'll either go wee when I'm killing it on something, I'm really scared of a downhill or whatever. It's just like a roller coaster. If you say wee, it changes the atmosphere of the entire situation. But the other thing I'll do sometimes when I'm picking my way through something that makes me a little nervous and I don't want to think about it, but it's not overwhelming like bombing downhill, I'll sit there and I'll go do 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 do. It's my elevator music. It's been caught on video once or twice, and the Panamanians loved it when I went down there for a race. I didn't realize they could hear me at the bottom of the mountain. So I spent like 20 minutes picking my way through this herd of cows, going downhill, just going do 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 do, trying not to make the bull who is protecting the herd angry, just like trying to toddle my way through without revving the bike up too much or anything, and I was just trying to keep myself calm. And I get to the bottom of the mountain and they go, I really like your doo-doo-doos. You can hear that? I'm like, yeah, of course I can hear it. They had their phone out filming me and they played it back to me. Oh, man, I felt real silly after that.
I like your pa-pa-da-pa-pa.
Could you hear it from up there?
Yes.
Really painted that whole, girl on a dirt bike doing whatever the heck girls on dirt bikes do. Look, there it is! Mystery bolt acquired. It's like a scavenger hunt.
Did you ever find that other one?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I had too many of one, not enough of the others.
There was one missing last night.
Yeah, because I was looking for colored bolts.
Okay, all right.
But
That makes sense.
Supposed to be using these bolts. That's where I got all cattywampus and confused. I
So, time for the shameless plug. Catherine is available for hire for plastics on KTM and Husqvarna's only.
If you join our group coaching program, you can ask me all about my do-to-dos and what song would best fit you in a situation.
We can come up with your own do-to-dos to your own little music.
Yep. Full music coaching that is in fact one of our services. In our online coaching platform. Fun fact, Sam runs the tech tips side of our online coaching. It's not me. You can request me if you want, I guess, but you'll be left with mysterious bolts and places they don't belong, and you'll find it out at the very end.
And have to redo it all.
After all, I had to rebuild my engine 3 times because at the end, after I sealed it all together with RTV, I had extra parts. It's every person's favorite thing.
Now what?
The wheels are
That look on your
dial-up
face.
sounds. Dial.
Oh my.
You could almost hear Catherine's brain going pause for dramatic effect. One of these days I'm going to get really good at video editing and these are going to be funny.
These are they're already funny.
No, this is just boring at this point. It's only funny because you can imagine what would have been. Only because ADHDers would be watching this. So they can relate to the strange sounds going on in my brain. Some might say, Catherine, why the hell do you have glasses on if all you do is look over them? The answer is, because I can't see what I'm doing. I don't know. Why do I look over them? I also don't know. Capable of understanding what's happening? Not really. It's official this time. Did I jam my finger? Yes. Is it together though? Yes. Am I gonna take it back apart again for any other reason? No.
Anything else that you find, you're just gonna be like, screw it.
Yeah.
It's only the 4th time.
I've made it this far. First time is always the worst. It's when you learn all of the weird stuff. It doesn't matter how experienced you are.
So this is about 10-15 minutes later.
3rd time's a charm. Got it all put together. And the seat won't go on because some really silly girl thought that it was just like her old KTM, where it routed into the side of the seat, except it very clearly routes through this beautiful molded tube. So now the seat won't go on because this over top is not enough space for the seat. So after I hand threaded one of these magical bolts because it's inside of this handlebar thing that my awesome wrench doesn't reach, I gotta go back and do it again. Good news is we will never make the same mistake again. Here I was all excited that I figured it out.
I'm pretty sure I asked you too.
Come on. Listen.
Didn't I?
Listen. What a stupid, brilliant design. God dang. Anyway, here we are. 3rd time's a charm. At least now we know all the bolts.
None of them have been lost.
None of them have been lost. They just needed to find their way. That's all. There she be.
Woohoo! D-O-N-E.
Well, there's still 4 more bolts, but I just wanted to make sure everything went together.
How many times has Catherine been under the back of the bike?
It's really cozy back here, actually.
Is
Now that
it?
we've set your sag, it's like the perfect. God dang it! No.
What did you do?
No.
What now?
That's the brake line. Nice. Good work. I love this bike. I'm really glad you bought this bike, you know? It's really makes my day. Remember those 2 hours it took to put the seat on? Guess what's gotta come back off, sucker?
This is Catherine's 4th time back here.
That is how easy it should be to put on and take off plastics.
That took you a minute and a half.
It would have been a lot faster if I hadn't sat there and thought about it.